to the school. She like, oh, hold on real quick. I forgot to mention that we're in the nude while these conversations are going on. So when she answers the phone, she kind of just keeping it up on her face. And this next part is when I realized I can't do this no more. This was just too foul. This is nigga girl, so he obviously asked, what you doing? She says nothing in like a giggling way. And I swear to you, start stroking my shit. To her, it must have been some type of kink, but to me, I was just too overstimulated. I had already got off, I had already got my money, and now I'm over here violating this nigga. So when she get done with that conversation, I already start putting my clothes on. To get out the door, she talking about she gonna hit me later. But from that point forward, our conversation was very short and very rare. Second, she's too friendly. One of my biggest pet peeves in a relationship is a girl being too flirty and friendly. If the cashier asks my girl, how are you doing? If she sees that as an opportunity to have great dialogue and conversation, I don't want her. You don't gotta be rude. But why does this nigga know all about you and you know all about him within 15 minutes? Laughing, smacking him on his shoulder and jump. I've come across a couple where the girl was like, you are so handsome, with her nigga right next to him. And bro gonna say, yeah, you are handsome. And some shit like that would have turned me evil personally. Back when I was serving, I had this one dude that used to pull up with me with his girl in the whip all the time. But every time he would pull up out of respect for him, I never really paid attention to his girl, never really saw what she looked like. He would pull up in his whip, I see him, dap him up, get right, and he gone. But one day I come out to serve him and I'm zooted myself, I'm gone. Give him the gas without taking the money. I get back in the house, he called me like, bro, you didn't get the money from me. I tell him, damn, I appreciate that, bro, come outside. Give me the money, he like, what happened? I'm like, bro, I'm gone. He start laughing and his girl is cracking up like I'm Dave Chappelle or some shit. She laughing so hard, I finally get a glimpse at her. I ain't gonna lie, she looked pretty good. For some time later, I don't know how long, this is regular. He come pull up, get gas, and it's whatever. Until one day I get a DM talking about, yo, this is K so-and-so's girl. This not really her name. He's like, bro, out of town, I'm trying to get some gas. I guess that time that I forgot the money was just so funny. She felt the need to bring it up again. Talking about LMAO, don't forget the money this time. I say some shit like, LOL, yeah, I was tripping. She pull up that night, I'm telling you, she did look good. I'm not going to lie. I'll give her the gas thing, it's just gonna be quick like with her man. But her friendly ass just start talking and talking and talking. Like this is a first date. Then proceeds to ask if I'm trying to match. For my non-fiends out there, matching is whenever one party has their gas, you get your gas, y'all bring it together, and y'all indulge together. If a man asks another man to match, it's a term of endearment, mutual respect. But if a girl asks a man to match, the byproduct is probably relations. If I'm being honest, if I didn't have a girl around that time, I probably would have did it to her. I kindly refused, and I saw her energy shift. I think she got scared that I was gonna tell her man. So going forward, when bro came back in town, his girl ain't even look my direction. Friendly ass girl. Third, she's too freaked out. In my video, types of women to avoid, I mentioned the freak. A freak that comes from a different dimension. Type of freak that loves penetration more than they love themselves. And due to me having another story, it had to be mentioned again because this one's even crazy. I just want to say, if the girl you're pursuing is too freaked out, honestly call it quits. If it feels like every day she trying to be on that, every convo she bringing up relations, that shit gonna get old quick. Think about a super freaked out girl, I feel like it brings a super high body count. And me personally, a crazy body count, I just can't get behind that. I'll never ask what a girl's body count is. But in the event that it comes out, my brain immediately resorts to a method that I founded. I call it the what's up bro method. When a girl tells you her body count, let's say it's 30, you envision yourself in a room in front of 30 individuals, walking up to each one and being like, what's up bro, what's up bro, what's up bro, and go all the way down the line. By the end of the line, if your mental's okay with meeting all them niggas, that's your world, brother. But this topic had made me think about the freakiest woman I've ever met in my life. I was a senior in high school, this girl had just graduated. Me and my dog were at one of our opposing schools' basketball games, and this girl catch my attention. To me, she looked good. I go up to her, say what's up, introduce myself. She proceeds to tell me I don't like light skins, but she said you can take my number anyway. I'm like, cool. That night, I shoot a text, striking a conversation. It ended up leading us to being on FaceTime that night. When the phone answers, this girl's in the bathroom, but it's laying down facing up. So I'm seeing her ceiling, her mirror, and her light. She's talking about 1 second, I just got out the shower. I say something like, why the phone down? Knowing damn well why it was, but I'm definitely on timing. And to my surprise, this girl posts the phone up, but she has a towel on.
Dang it!
Mind you, this is the same night, the same day that I met this girl. The excitement I was feeling was close to when my mom got me that 360 when I was a young nigga for Christmas. I start getting in my bag, talking about I thought you ain't like light skin. Talking to her, asking her about shit I really ain't care about. Cause shorty gonna proceed to tell me that she said fuck college. She a stripper. That's all I needed to hear. I hit her with no you not, let me see something.
What?
And with those words, I won. Same girl that said she didn't like light skins, acting like she wasn't feeling me at the gym, was on everything I love twerking on camera. But one thing about me, I'm a big overthinker. It's a true blessing and a curse.
Remember, I met this girl this night.
And she's twerking on camera in her bathroom. If I take her down, what are the odds that my willy gets burnt? What are the odds she on some crazier shit than me? But to be honest, I push that shit to the back of my mind quick. But then this shit gets took too far. Gets in the bed in the middle of our conversation, starts moaning. I keep quiet, she keep moaning. I'm trying my best not to be vulgar as shit because I don't like that. But she's saying things talking about you like that, whatever. I'm leaning into it. I'm like,
yeah.
Then she puts the phone down to her area so I can hear the noises. All in the same day I met her. And the same person to say I don't like light skins. She not playing. She tell me to take my shit out. Tells me to please myself. I swear to y'all, I did not do that.
Not me, not me, not me, not me, not me.
I did act like it though. When she was like, is it out? I was like,
Yeah, yeah.
playing into this shit. I don't know what I was on. Fast forward after all this freaked out shit. At the end of our whole ordeal, she gonna say we should link tomorrow. I'm like, bet, let's do it. Tomorrow came and I got hit with that text saying, when are you gonna slide? I sat there and made a choice. Was it fear? I don't know. Was it my intuition? Probably a mix of both. But I didn't respond at all. I just left that shit on red. I already knew this girl was just too freaked out for me. Fourth, she's sneaky as hell. If you ever talked to or dated a real sneaky person, you know how mentally draining that shit is. Thinking about all the egregious shit that they doing. And every time you bring it up or call them out on it, they got the perfect excuse. They master the art of real stealth. I experienced with a real sneaky girl. I didn't really press her about that shit too much because I was just on the same timing. This was the girl that I had lost my V card to. We were too immature to know how to operate. Just say, hey, let's not be together. But we were both definitely sneaking around on each other. This situation though is when I realized the power of a real sneaky woman. When she started messing with me again, she came to the crib. After doing the deed, cooling, vibing, hanging out, she go in my closet. She want to leave with my Texas Rangers jersey. I really didn't want to let it go, but because of what I had did, I guess I just let her have that shit. This was towards Valentine's Day, and that's important. Again, like I said, our relationship's so toxic, we so young and dumb, that again, we stopped talking to each other. Valentine's Day go by, we start talking again. I had to remember the time that I found out she had went to a basketball game, and she said she was kicking it with some of her friends. So I started doing some investigating. Went to her IG, looked around a little bit, and went to the section of the profile where you get tagged at. See a picture of her outside her house with heart balloons and a teddy bear and shit. I'm like, I didn't get her that shit. Click on the photo, start looking through the picture. Last photo, I'm not gonna lie, hurt my soul. I see her hugged up with a nigga, and the nigga has my Texas Rangers baseball jersey on. That one hurt. This nigga hugging what was my girl and rocking my shit. So guess what I did? Moved on. With that being said, another video has been concluded. Attraction. Whether you give a damn about how you look or not, it goes without saying your appearance is your first impression. From your fit to your face, people's first thought of you is either, I like how this person looks, they're inviting, or damn, this nigga ugly than a bitch. Now, if I'm being honest, all my life I've been told that I'm a handsome young man. When I would go into my mother's job at 14, her employees would consider statutory. I may have had a good foundation, but
Bro, I literally just woke up like not too long ago, and now I'm streaming because I'm just about to stream it until like I gotta go to school type.
I was like you once. I had the little kid special, the low cut, the baldino jack, basically bald with a line up, buck teeth. I always had that shit on though. My mom did not play about us looking crazy. But when I finally grew into my big old head, started filling in my shirts, they didn't look like a cloak on my body anymore. I realized the true power of what being attractive does. But just like everything else in this world, there are pros and cons. So allow me to present to you the truth of being ugly versus attractive.
Alright. I already know what it feels like to be very, very attractive. You thought I was gonna say ugly? Nah.
In school
Nah.
to begin where most of us start out at, being a chopped young nigga. A lot of us start here. This is where you build your character and you start realizing that you like more than video games and fruit snacks and shit. You're not really too worried about how you look because you're a kid. Around elementary school, this really don't matter. The only beauty standards were like speed and the type of snacks that your mom packed in your lunchbox and shit. And that's good because there's no reason why you need to even be indulging in any act.
Yo, I'm not gonna say who I stole from. But bro, I stole from so many people, bro. I stole from so many people, it's not even funny.
Activity so young. It's not until like middle school when you start to realize, damn, you start waking up with your willy hard and shit. Wait. Just one sec. Just want to take this time to tell y'all, come pull up to the reaction channel. I have 2 Astral Dior Plus and more Astral Dior. If you want to see more of me, go ahead, hit those links in the description, bro. We be having a fun time and I'm super consistent. I'll be posting 3 videos a day. That being said, let's get back to the video. ADD, let's do it. I remember growing up, there was this girl that developed before the rest. And the day that my Johnson had gained consciousness, it was so difficult for me to not stare at this girl. I was like in 6th grade, she was in 8th. Catching myself daydreaming about her riding bikes. See her walk by at one of my games, airballing layups and shit. I say all that to say it's around this this period where you're starting to actually find women attractive. Just as we are finding them attractive, they are finding us. So that inspires us to start working on your appearance. You remember how around this period you cared more about how you might have been dressing, the way your hair looked. It's because deep down you wanted to be attractive and desired. Like I said, I knew I wasn't unattractive because older women would always say to my mom if I was walking with her, he's so handsome, he's gonna do something with the ladies, but that just didn't reflect when I was in school at the time. That may have been true, but in school I was undesired. Nobody wanted me. Where I was living at the time was heavily Hispanic. Around this time, Justin Bieber had just popped off. He was going stupid. Thing about Hispanic people, they can put their hair to the side, do the Justin Bieber little cut that he had. Niggas can't do that. I mentioned earlier, the haircut that I was sporting was so low. During the winter, not wearing something on my head was asking for hypothermia. Anyway, I would go into school, girls would dead ass be asking, why are you bald? Walking through there looking like Lil Bill every day. But my fits was clean though. And what comes right after being unwanted is also being rejected. Because when you finally gain a little bit of confidence to be like, you know, I'm actually gonna pull up on shorty, I'm gonna talk to her. And walk up, she hit you with that forbidden ill, that's enough to almost make a nigga turn homosexual. My apologies, I'm lying. But no doubt that you carry that and it really hurts your soul. First time being rejected was weird because I actually got with the girl that I wanted to be with. When she randomly sent her homegirl to break up with me and I asked why, I found out it was because she thought I was a nice guy and I was cool. She liked this Mexican Justin Bieber haircut ass nigga.
And I just was not that.
Now, although those are the negatives, there are actual positives to coming up being an unattractive nigga. One, you don't fall into hypersexual shit so young. But the amount of young girls getting pregnant in middle school is actually egregious. How are you walking out pregnant at 12, 13? Starting their family life before they learned algebra. You still get to come up and be a kid, you get to chill. When I finally did get a girl around this time, I'm so geeked and hyped, and like a lot of us, corn done tainted our brains young. I'm in middle school, 8th grade, trying to get head.
Well, nigga, if you don't sit down.
Another thing is you get to gain certain skills in different places. Y'all know those women or dudes or people who are pretty attractive, but they don't have no personality. They like bland, it's like talking to a wall. If you was an ugly nigga, you ain't gotta go through that. You get to learn to be the class clown and be funny. You get to make up for it in certain places. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, you get to glow up. I feel like everybody has an opportunity to glow up. Your glow up might not be like somebody else's because you're probably already pretty low on that scale. You don't possess the properties to allow yourself to get to a certain point, but that's okay. You glue up still. If you had an issue of being real skinny like I did, you can get big. Teeth crooked, you get braces. A lot of people's come ups was during this period, but this is where I start to transcend and leave you chopped niggas. Some of you niggas didn't get to have the best.
What?
But this is where I start to transcend and leave you chopped niggas. Some of you niggas didn't get to have the best of both worlds like me. I got to feel how it felt to not be the most attractive nigga, but then I got to feel the wrath and the power of a nigga that got hoes. Like I said, the predominantly Hispanic school that I was going to, I went there from middle school to my first year of high school. It wasn't until I moved to a more African American area and went to a new school that I realized the power that I had. Yes, I hit puberty. Yes, my jaw started to sharpen up a little bit. The day I really knew it changed, I had visited my old school, seeing a lot of the people that wasn't stunting me at the time. Left and had DMs, calls, trying to figure out what was going on. But before I get into all the positives of that, I would like to talk about the negatives of growing up attractive, because there are there. First, learning how to navigate women young. Learning about girls in middle school, 8th grade and shit, for the most part, pretty innocent, besides those people that was getting pregnant. It's very subtle. I had my first kiss in middle school, barely texting my mom over here checking my phone. Whenever you are talking about anything, it's some bullshit. Y'all have nothing to talk about. Once you cross over to that teenage world, you actually start to learn how demonic women can be, especially when they want you and they coming up to you. First, you might not really even notice. Like I said, at one point, I was not a desired young man. But when I finally turned up, I had women pushing up on me, asking for my number, what school I'm going to. For a moment, it was overwhelming. That's until I started getting to my bag, and I should not have been getting in my bag so young. It didn't take until my second year of high school till I started smashing. I need to be focused on schoolwork and basketball. But instead, this girl going through my phone, kicking me out in the IHOP parking lot. Obviously, this can also be a pro, because when you're finally out of school, you're not like some of these niggas. Y'all know the ones that we be laughing at when we be like, oh, he didn't get no girls in school because they act out of character for him. They be acting out of body. It's clear that getting women is just new to them. Travis Hunter. But just like everything else, there's levels to it. You feel gassed up. You feel on top of the world. What basically leads you to having so much confidence that you just start doing things. You feeling like him. You talking to multiple girls. Shooting at women twice your age. The next thing is being seen as soft. When you are an attractive person, you automatically be seen as somebody that don't get their hands dirty, a pretty nigga, and don't fuck around to be light skinned like me. Now they talking about light skinned, pretty nigga, oh, he da da da. In school, that used to upset me so bad to the point where it made me flash. It made me one of those niggas that would flash easily. I didn't like doing the lunch table roast because if somebody said something, I'm getting too mad. I became very sensitive, trying to prove that I'm a man like the rest of y'all. Think about it like this. You see somebody
Bro, you got a football head. What? Look at ass. Get your little dumb ass back.
As you may already know, I don't have that many weaknesses. I mean, look at me. But there is one substance that I fall to my knees for every time. That white, powdery, crystalline substance. Coke sugar. I have a problem. I am a hardcore sugar addict. Ugh, just the thought of a succulent donut. Ugh, better yet, Ben & Jerry's brownie batter core ice cream. Okay, let me get through this video so I can get my next fix. How do you guys like to intake sugar? For me, there's two ways, candy and dessert. Now, I like eating sugar in dessert form. Put some Skittles in front of me, I'll eat a few, but I'm not gonna geek about it. Put a hot fudge brownie in front of me. Look, the only candy I really be craving is chocolate or jelly beans. Man, jelly beans are so underrated. People my age are popping perks and smoking flavored vapes. Meanwhile, I'm over here popping Jelly Belly gourmet jelly beans. I'm over here mixing all the fruit flavors, making spit smoothies in my mouth. And don't get me started on chocolate. Bro, as a kid, I would read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and you would think I was reading a nasty fan fiction the way I was drooling. Anytime there's a chocolate option anywhere, I'm getting it. Chocolate cake, give it to me. Double chocolate donuts, give it to me. Mint chocolate ice cream. Chocolate and mint have completely opposite tastes. Chocolate is a smooth, relaxing, regal taste. And mint just slams you on the head with a cold, harsh sting. Who decided to put these two flavors together? That's like if I put your grandma and Jeff Hardy in the ring together. Oh no, he's on the turnbuckles! Swanton bomb! Speaking of ice cream, I briefly mentioned this in my going to the gym video, but my sugar addiction used to lead me down dark paths. Back when I worked at the grocery store, once a week I would buy half a gallon of Bluebell ice cream for myself. No big deal, I work for my money, might as well buy something I like, right? I ate the whole thing in one sitting. Every week. I wasn't even aware I was eating the whole thing until the spoon started tapping the bottom of the container. It was like I was in a trance. It was so embarrassing too, because my siblings would see me walk in with this big thing of ice cream, and later one of them would be like, hey, can I get some of that ice cream? What ice cream? The big container of ice cream you walked in with. Bro, apparently a full bucket of Bluebell ice cream is like 2,400 calories. How did my arteries not start tying knots? Needless to say, I believe ice cream is the best dessert. It's the only sweet I can consume without feeling bad about myself afterwards. And it's the easiest dessert to get access to. Bro, the whole concept of ice cream trucks is insane to me. You have this truck that goes around blasting children's music and is stocked with a bunch of ice cream, and all you gotta do is wait outside your house with cash in hand. Ice cream is the only dessert with a trafficking circuit. Where do y'all get your ice cream? My go-to spot is Dairy Queen. Now, Dairy Queen Blizzards are apparently not real ice cream, since it doesn't have at least 10% butterfat or milk fat to be legally called ice cream, according to the FDA. What the heck is the FDA? Freaky dingaling?
What?
Apple? Look, if it tastes like ice cream, smell like ice cream, look like ice cream, it's ice cream. Forget all of these percentages, no need to get all scientific with me here. Humans are 60% water. If I decided to dehydrate myself down to 30%, does that make me not a real human? Dairy Queen Blizzards are so good, bro. I've only started getting them like 2 years ago, and I had no idea what I was missing. Before that, my only experience with Dairy Queen was seeing their commercials. Y'all remember the commercials back in the day? They had this big, freaky, floating lip that would just yap about how good the food was.
Brownie batter blizzard, brownie batter blizzard, brownie batter blizzard, brownie batter blizzard.
I know this probably gave a few kids nightmares. Man, fast food commercials used to be so creative and fun. Nowadays, every restaurant commercial is like, our new commercials are made to seem innocent and welcoming, so you forget that we're the leading cause of heart failure. Like, bro, what happened to the floating, juicy lips? Where's Ronald McDonald? Every fast food commercial nowadays feels like I'm watching a mayonnaise ad. Even the bill.
Yo. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, I can't even stream correctly, bro. Not right now. I'm too tired. I'm like way too tired.
I have a problem.
Yo, y'all who don't know, bro, he is funny as hell, bro.
I mean, I have many problems. My hair is always a mess, my upload schedule is a mess, and I'm pretty sure the man that lives in my closet isn't my roommate but homeless. But this problem is more important. Plus, he gives me free Twinkies, so he chill. My problem is that everything is expensive. Like everything. Food, houses, clothes, you know, all the things a human needs to live are at prices that even Psycho from Psyche K couldn't afford. It ain't even just those. Even our favorite pastimes are just costing more and more money. The movies used to be and still is one of my favorite places to go when I want the big silver screen experience. Then I walk into the theater and they charging damn near $20 per ticket. $10 for kids between the ages of 2 and 3. How charitable. So if you got a family with you, you most likely gonna be spending $100 just to get a seat. And you'll feel even worse afterwards after watching the movie and it turns out to be ass. I feel bad for all you parents out there paying for your family's tickets, probably thinking, dang, I should have gone out and got some milk. I'm broke. Not only that, the concession stand prices have always been high, but today it's robbery. Why does a large drink be costing me $10? Does it come with a meal? Or nachos at least? Nah, it's just a drink. I wanna burn this place to the ground. Large buckets of popcorn always be pricey. That's why I never considered buying those exclusive promotional buckets they have for new movies. Cause most of the time those buckets be costing $20 more for less popcorn. Like, why would I even consider buying these? I'm taking this home with me. It's getting to a point that whenever someone wanna go see a new movie, I'm taking this home with me. It's getting to a point that whenever someone wanna go see a new movie, I sometimes be thinking, nah, it'd be too expensive. We should hang out at the public library instead. It's free and there's unlimited entertainment.
Johnny, it's too big.
Also, a bit of a tangent, I hate that we have to pick our movie seats now. I miss one of those first people to show up to the theater, get the best seats. Cause now, after the movie I paid to see finishes, I can't walk into another theater cause I might be sitting on someone else's seat. And you might say, oh, DJ, you're not even supposed to be doing that in the first place. I paid $30 to be here. I have the right to steal movies. Speaking of entertainment, these streaming prices are getting too much for real. I've complained about this before, but since that video, it's only gotten worse. Netflix be hiring their prices every like 2 months, and everything you actually want to watch is on different services. Oh, you want to watch that show? You gotta subscribe to Hulu. You want to watch sports? Well, you gotta subscribe to Fubo. But your specific favorite sports team don't play matches on there, so you gotta also subscribe to Peacock too. You want to watch nature documentaries? You gotta subscribe to Orangutan TV. But they only show orangutans on there. If you want to see more animals, you gotta get the multi-nature package for an extra $20 a month. Like, why? Streaming is supposed to be the easier option from cable, but me and my wallet gotta do hat tricks bouncing around between services to even find the thing I wanna watch. And some might say, well, it's higher in demand, so higher prices. Ah, you greedy ass niggas. Y'all sounding like landlords right now. And I really like you, Netflix, but your catalogs are not good enough to be this expensive. I won't lie, the only reasons I pay for it now is because WWE Raw is on there, and I can't miss that. And because I be sharing my account with my family, and my mom be using it all the time. If it wasn't for those reasons, I'd be sailing the 7 seas. You hear that, Mom? It's your fault! I'm just kidding. I love you, Mommy. Speaking of home entertainment, homes. The housing market is a scam. The prices today for a house are insane. With the prices they're charging, you would at least think they are selling a spacious, accommodating home. But nah, in the city, it's like, yeah, we got this space at the Bronx. It's 10 square feet, the kitchen's in the bathroom, and the toilet's in the sink. We're asking for $2,000 a month for a 2-year lease. It's in high demand, it'll be gone by tomorrow, so you gonna get it or not? Hell no, I don't want this. You selling me a glorified closet for courtside ticket prices just cause it's in the city? I'd rather sleep in the back of my car. It's just as big and the heater actually works. I knew I should've got a house during the 2008 financial crisis, but nah, I was too busy being in kindergarten, playing with toys and going to Chuck E. Cheese. I was such a bum. But the number one thing I'm most agitated about being expensive nowadays is food and groceries. I swear, the average grocery trip here today is gonna cost you $100+ and half of that is going to the eggs alone. And sometimes these food companies be keeping the same prices for their products, but making their sizes smaller. I'm looking at you, Tropicana. These new bottles ain't it. They shrunk their bottles 6 ounces and they ain't even lower the price. So you pay more money for less OJ.